Did you know that there are approximately 62.5 million millionaires worldwide? Contrary to popular belief, most of these individuals were not born into wealth. In fact, 79% of these millionaires did not inherit anything. They amassed their fortunes by adhering to a few smart habits. Hey guys, welcome back to the Finance Homefront with me, Bev. And today, we're going to talk about these habits so you can become a millionaire no matter your income. Let's go. Let's talk about Ronald Read, a regular gas station attendant and janitor from Vermont. While working these ordinary jobs, he was able to amass a whopping $8 million. Most of the people from his town, and even those who knew him personally, were unaware of his wealth. He was able to leave a significant portion of his wealth to a library and a hospital after his death. I've been studying a variety of different millionaires, especially those who didn't make it as an actor, athlete, or performer, but rather through normal means that are attainable for everyone. It turns out there are 4 simple habits that Ronald and many other millionaires use to achieve their success. The first step is to understand cash flow. Cash flow is simply spending less than you earn. The bigger the gap between these two, the faster you are going to retire. This is why your savings rate is super important. For instance, the median savings for those under 35 was $3,240, which is very close to nothing when you look at the scale of being a millionaire. And while you might think that this is just for those under 35, when it comes to those 55 and older, the median is just $9,300 in savings, which again is very low. So it's pretty clear that what most Americans do does not work if you want to become a millionaire. But as I'm going to show in this video, it's actually possible to retire a millionaire with a very low income, just by investing $35 a week. A simple rule that it turns out a lot of millionaires actually follow is the 50-30-20 rule. This is pretty simple, where 50% goes to your required expenses like your housing, transportation, food, etc. 30% goes to discretionary expenses, which would be going out to dinner, vacations, clothing, all of the fun stuff. And then 20% goes towards saving and investing. But what most people do is they spend 80 to 90% of their income. So you have to ask, is that actually necessary? And do I value becoming a millionaire and having freedom later in my life more than just spending an insane amount of money right now? This is where it might be a good idea to kind of have like a self-audit of all your expenses and go through and just categorize them. You can use any budgeting app. There's a bunch of them out there. And you just start with going through your expenses. And while this won't actually get you to being a millionaire, this is a great place to start, especially if you're on low income. Because while earning is more important, and we'll talk about that in a sec, the first and fastest thing that you can do is to lower your expenses. Lower your expenses. Cut out subscriptions, realize what is a want, what is a need, and really just decide to start taking some control over your finances so that you don't have to be as stressed about money. This might mean cooking at home, making coffee at home, which is way better anyways, cutting out subscriptions that you don't use, stopping your impulse buying, and spending on Amazon. All of that stuff that doesn't really make you any happier. And now, with all that money that you're saving, it's important to actually invest it wisely. If you're looking to start investing, there are several strategies you can employ. One option is to put your money into a high-interest savings account. This can serve as a way to build up an emergency fund or save money for future investments, such as real estate. Alternatively, if you're ready to dive into the stock market, you could start contributing to a Roth IRA or 401k. If your employer offers a 401k match, take advantage of it. This is essentially free money that can go towards your future. Before we delve into more advanced wealth-building strategies, let's discuss some ways to maximize your savings. One effective method is to set a financial goal. Write this goal down. Studies have shown that you're 42% more likely to achieve a goal if you write it down. The next step is to create a wealthy mindset. This doesn't mean simply thinking about money and expecting it to come to you. Instead, it involves cultivating habits that foster financial success. One such habit is gratitude. If you're grateful for what you have, you're less likely to overspend on unnecessary items. Gratitude can help you appreciate your current situation and reduce the desire for instant gratification. Another important habit is long-term thinking. Society often encourages us to seek instant gratification, but it's important to consider the long-term effects of our actions. For example, the power of compound interest can work for you through investing or against you through debt. Education is also crucial. Many people stop actively learning after finishing school, but this should be just the beginning. You can learn from some of the most successful people in finance in just a few hours by reading their books. Also, surround yourself with people who inspire you. Sometimes this might mean changing your friend group. If you're working hard to secure your financial future and the people around you aren't doing the same, they might start to resent you. Surround yourself with positive influences who want the best for you. By surrounding yourself with positive financial influences such as watching YouTube videos, listening to podcasts, or reading books, you can start to change your mindset. Wealthy people often value time more than money. You might think, well, that's easy for them to say. They've got money. But as we delve into the next few steps of earning more money, it's important to find things that don't just require your time indefinitely. What most people do is work more and more as they get promotions. They spend less of their time actually enjoying their money and more of it just working. So it's worth considering different ways to earn relatively passive income, or at least jobs that don't require straight up 8 hours of work for 8 hours of pay. Most people, when they're investing, will want to start as soon as possible. They'll open an investing app, put $20 in, and while that's a good way to learn about the markets and practice, what's going to make a bigger difference is actually investing in yourself. If you're earning $30,000 a year and you can invest $500 into learning new skills, reading books, taking a course, and in 6 months, that knowledge allows you to earn $40,000. That's going to be the best investment you've ever made. There are a couple of different ways you can go with investing. You can try real estate. Buy a property that is going to cash flow. You will make money from that property every single month. And then once that property is paid off in 30 years, you'll be able to sell it or do whatever you want with it. So it's also building equity long term. But not everybody wants to do that. You can invest in starting a business, or the most common thing to do is to invest in the stock market with something like a Roth IRA. In fact, if you invest just $35 a week and earn between 10 and 12% on that money, which is relatively the average of the S&P 500, here's how much money you could have. In 20 years, you could retire with $115,000 to $150,000. In 30 years, you could retire with $343,000 to $530,000. In 40 years, you could retire with $960,000 to $1.7 million, just off $35 a week. That's why it's so important to start investing as soon as humanly possible. The longer you're in this game, the more your money is going to work for you. The more it's going to multiply, and just the better off your retirement is going to be. And $35 a week isn't that much money. It's around 3% of the median salary in the US. So as long as you can start early and only invest 3% of your income, you could still be a millionaire. But if you're starting later, just try to invest more. It's still definitely possible. And that wraps up our discussion on ways you can become a millionaire no matter your income. Remember, this is not financial advice, and it's important to do your own research. We're here to provide valuable information to help you on your journey. What are your financial goals, and what steps have you taken to achieve them? Comment them down below. Your experiences and insights can help others in our community. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you won't miss our future videos. We have a lot more exciting content coming your way.